My name is David Reardon. I'm a proud muni operator. I'm a third generation San Francisco. I still reside here, and I always hear this: let's be clear, everyone has participated. Everyone's stepping up to the plate. Well, I don't see Wells Fargo in the room, Bank of America, the Gucci's at Union Square, the Shorensteins, the Pelosi's. They have not participated. You guys are covering for them. You, Mr. Tom Nolan, the union did the right thing, and I will do it again. And my salary is blasted across the paper every day. I want, when my time is done, I want you all to say what your salary is and what your perks are.
Yes.
We need an immediate audit.
Yes.
We need to institute 4 transit assessment districts immediately, and we need an audit of the 1981 transit development fee as well.
Yes.
Mr. Ford, are you Mr. Ford? Okay, good. You're my boss. When Ellsburn and the Chronicle put out the phone, why are you not looking at me? I'm talking.
Yeah.
When Mr. Ellsburn and the Chronicle put out the phony bonus,
Look at him.
you didn't defend me.
Look
Why
him in the
didn't
eye.
you defend me? You knew it was a lie that I didn't get a bonus. You let it go. All you people knew it was a lie, and you let it go. You fronted for the rich. No loyalty to the operators.
Yeah.
No character.
Yeah.
You let a lie go down. No character, no
Yeah.
integrity. That's it. As many people said, the lack of federal tax money is the result of the war, Obama's war on Afghan transit workers, and billions of welfare to wealthy white people. That's why there's no money. And for you people to play me and my fellow operators off against the homeless and the seniors and disabled, you guys are cowards.
Yeah.
You would never attack B of A, would you, Mr. Tom Nolan?
Mr. Ford, Erwin Long, President of Transport Workers Union Local 258.
I would just like to express our outrage that the transit operators, our members, have been consistently scapegoated and blamed for the financial mess that the MTA is in. Our union has gone to the MTC for the $17 million of the BART Airport Connector money, and we've made numerous trips to Sacramento to stop the governor's rating of over $100 million of transit money for the last 3 years. On another note, the agency has a budget over $600 million a year, and operations account for $200 million. So where's the other $400 million go? You know, and when we talk about money, what about the below salaries of the top management? You know, you're asking. Other city department orders account for over $67 million a year, and we believe the MTA has continued to be used as an ATM machine and as a cash cow for other city department budgets, which have nothing to do with transporting passengers each and every day. Cut wasteful spending before you attack the most vulnerable in our community. To put the blame on operators in our union is blatantly wrong. We do not make the decisions on how the railway and the agency runs. Our union understands the need to do our part in the budget, but to solely blame and expect our members to give back $14.9 million back with no guarantees and a guarantee of only 6 months of freezing fast pass rates for seniors, disabled, and youth is wrong. That, alongside with service cuts and layoff of 176 of our members. The Sean Ellsburn charter language, which would eliminate wages, benefit, and working conditions, is totally outrageous. This is back to the interference of politicians in City Hall into the day-to-day operations of the agency. We are ready and willing to sit down and do our part, but as long as the city has a gun to our head, we are not going to do nothing.
The acceptance of a proposal between SFMTA and Transport Workers Union Local 258 did not guarantee no service cuts. It did not guarantee there would be no service cuts. It did not guarantee that fares would not be raised for seniors, disabled, and youth. It only postponed that. We are deeply concerned with the fact that there has been mismanagement of funds. We would like a SFMTA audit. We would like the issue of work orders looked into. We think it is unfair for transit operators to be scapegoated in the manner that they are. We think it is unfair to try to negotiate a contract in the media. We ask that you be fair in what you're doing. This is definitely not the way to go. Thank you.
Transport Workers Union Local 58, Secretary Treasurer. TWU stands in favor, and it stands with the riding public. No fare hikes, no service cuts. And we definitely don't want any layoffs either, but then you have a de facto service cut right there. Before you cut services, you need to cut from the top. Our members carry over 700,000 passengers a day within a 49 square miles on 6 or 7 different pieces of equipment. No city is anywhere near what we do, except New York as far as the per capita number. I've been a citizen of this city all my life. I have rode Matt Muni all my life, and I've seen a very good transit system slowly go bad. So please, no service cuts. Thank you very much.
First of all, I have to say, who is this board? Who do you represent? Were you elected by the people of San Francisco? No. You're appointed by Mayor Newsom. And who does he represent? He represents Getty and the billionaires in San Francisco. That's who he represents. That's why you have no alternative revenue proposal, because the people that pick you represent the big business people, the rich in San Francisco. There's no transit tax on big business in San Francisco. You are saying what you're doing is despicable and an outrage to pit the drivers against the people of San Francisco. That's an outrage. How dare you? The drivers work for their living. What do? Are you required to go on Moon every day? You should be to sit in these seats. You should be. The fact of the matter is, in your budget director, your manager here, what about the $200,000 and $300,000 salaries of your executives? You seem to have a lot of money for that, and a lot of money for increases for these executives. Then you attack the workers. You attack the people that make the system go. We have to say that the board should be elected, that the rich should pay for this crisis, not the poor in San Francisco. And Pelosi, who you support and the mayor supports, is voting trillions of dollars for the war. It says we don't have money for the people of San Francisco? Right. What the hell is going on here in San Francisco? All this money is going for the war in Afghanistan and Iraq? Billions and billions, and we don't have money for the homeless? We don't have money for the drivers? Where is the money going in San Francisco? There's lots of money in San Francisco in this country, but it's not going to public services. It's not going to transit. It's going to the war and the profiteers. Newsom, Pelosi, Feinstein, her husband, Richard Plum. That's where the money is going in this country. And you don't want to talk about that. You want to pit the drivers against the elderly, the drivers against the students. That's where you're going. And we say no, hell no.
Clifford Hartman, I'm a Richmond District resident, I'm a teacher, and I'm also a daily uni rider. And no offense to any of you, I should be talking to you, but the way this is set up is I have to talk to you. Steve was right on, you're not elected. And I want to say one thing, it's shameful what you did. What the transit drivers brought up is you trying to blackmail them in the media. I stand here as a rider in solidarity with the drivers and the operators. And this doesn't go over really well in the United States, but it's a working class issue. And I'm in solidarity with the teachers, the healthcare workers, everybody who punches a clock and earns a living, while you robber barons are ripping us off. And we're not going to take it anymore. And you need a little history lesson. How did we get the municipal transportation or the municipal railway? Let's go back in history. 1907, who ran the transit system? A robber baron named Patrick Calhoun. If you learn about the 1907 transit strike, people like you killed 31 of people like us, the working class. And in 1912, we municipalized the transportation system. We have to take it back from you robber barons. Yeah! Mr. Nolan, you said that everyone is participating in these painful cuts. Daniel Ford isn't. He makes the highest salary in the city. A driver told me he makes more in his housing allowance than I make in his salary. That's not fair. Shame on you. Yeah. And there's plenty of money for Wall Street bankers, for warmongers like Bechtel and the Feinsteins and Richard Blum, as Steve pointed out. There's money for Wall Street bankers, AIG executives. You're acting like those AIG MSG executives. This is time for us to fight back and make transportation fair for working class people in San Francisco. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to rise up and we're going to have to fight back against you. And what we're going to do on March 4th, right out here at 1:30, we're having a rally against the cuts. As we did in 1934, we have to have a general strike against what you're doing to the working class.